Hello everyone, Carolyn here with another tutorial. This is my own original design and this is the Capone bracelet. It is reversible. And for today you will need 3 looms set up in your standard configuration and then attached together. So from your center pin bar you're going to go up, then across, down, and then up. Alright, and then you will need 9 different color bands. I don't know if I've already said that, but then your C-clip. And so without further ado, let's get started. And starting on your center peg, you're going to go up and to the left, across, and then down to the left, and then up to the left. And then up on your sides. I'll go 2 on this side, and then I'll show you the other side because that's pretty simple, your basic perimeter. Up to the right, across, and then down to the right, up to the right, and then up. Okay guys, if you're doing a full wrap, I do suggest that you go up both loom links all the way up. This is the Capone and I only did 21 on this one and you can see just a huge gap. So anyway, alright, so continue that up your loom to the end and then I'll be right back to show you how to close. Alright everybody, I'm back to the end of the loom, and so from that top peg you're going to go down and then across, up diagonally and then across and then down to the left diagonal or right diagonally. Okay, and then you're going to repeat the same side, just mirror image, or opposite side, mirror image. There we go. To the side and then down. And the white is the green on this one. I forgot to tell you. Alright, and so for our next step, the bands that we're going to be placing are the mixed green and blues right here on the edge. That's going to be our next band placement. And I'm going to be using the dual layer jade bands. Okay, so working from your second pin down to your first pin, you're just going to run a zigzag all the way up the loom, and I'll do a couple with you, then show you what to do on the right side, and then I'm going to leave you and come back once I'm at the end of the loom. So, and then down. I'm sorry, I've been talking, and so anyway, so just run the zigzag like that. I think everybody pretty much knows how to do it, but just in case, you're going down at an angle and then up at an angle and then down at an angle, or up if you're working up your loom. Just work the zigzag all the way up. Alright, and I think I'm going to leave you here to finish that up. That's a pretty basic laying technique, and I'll be back at the end of the loom and ready for our next step. Alright everybody, and I'm back. So hopefully your loom looks like this all the way up to the end with your last band going into your center on each side. And now we're ready for our next step. So we're going to take our second color and we're simply going to be working a single chain up the 2nd and the 8th pin bar all the way up. I'll go a couple on each side with you, and then I'll go off screen and finish this up again because this is just an easy step, just for tutorial sake. And I forgot to mention before I started placing this band, but these bands are the pink one on this bracelet. So there's your corresponding coordinates for the color that you're laying now. Alright, and then I'm going to do a few up this side, and then I'll go off, finish up, and then I'll be right back and we'll move on to our next step. Alright everybody, so here's where I'm going to leave you. Just continue doing that to the end of the loom and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so I hope your loom looks like this to the end. And so we're now ready to start our next band placement, which is going to be, ooh, come on, zoom back in. Come on, camera. Ooh, there we go. Sorry about that. Is the pink and blues right here alongside that pink one. I think they're a little more predominant on this side. You can see them right there. Those are the ones we're getting ready to lay right now. And so I'm going to start on my left side on the third pin bar, going up to the second on an angle, and then you're just going to move up the loom, repeating that. So up a peg and then go up and to the left. You might want to press these down as you go. I don't like the way that's laying. I'll fix it when I go off. Okay. Do 4 on that side, and then I'll do 4 on the other. You want to start on your 7th and work up at an angle to your 8th. We'll do 4 on this side again, and then I'll leave you and come back when I've gone all the way up and we're ready for our next step. One more. So you want to continue that on both sides of your loom all the way up to the end, and your last one is going to be stopping right here from there to there. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and hopefully your loom looks like this all the way up the loom. Okay, so we're ready for our next step, and we were going to be placing these orange bands. Let me turn around, I like it this way. These orange bands going up the center on that side, and you see them there on that side, going down along the center. Okay, so we're going to be working on the 4th and the 6th pin bar, and we're just going to be making a single chain all the way up, and I'll do a couple on each and then leave you and come back. So single chain just all the way up the loom. Oops, dropping bands all over the place. And then going up on the 6th. Oh, look, they were all stuck together. I just got them out of the little storage drawer. Okay, that one's still a little stuck. Okay, so you want to just place the single chain all the way up on the 4th and the 6th pin bar into the end of the loom, and I'll be right back and ready for the next step in just a second. Alright everybody, I hope that your loom looks like this and that you are ready to move on to the next step. And so the next step in this bracelet are the purples, going straight across, and this right here. Okay, and so we're going to be simply placing a band from the 6th to the 7th pin bar, going across all the way up the loom. And I'm sorry if I start on different sides. Sometimes I come back and unpause with my right, and then sometimes I unpause with my left. It just all depends on which hand I'm using for what. Okay, and on this side you're working on your 3rd and 4th pin bar, making a band across all the way up the loom. I'm going to do one more on this side, and then I'll leave you to finish that up. Alright, so just continue that all the way up your loom until the end, and you do not need to place one at the very end. So this is going to be your last band across placement. Okay, so finish that up and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and hopefully your loom looks like this all the way up, and you're ready for your next band placement step. And on this bracelet, it is the orange and blue mixed bands going down that way, and then if you kind of pull it open, you can see them going down the center on that side. Okay, and so we're going to be working with our 4th and our 6th pin bars again, and also the 6th pin bar, oh no, 5th pin bar. You're going to start on your 4th and go up at an angle to the right, and then up at an angle to the left. Up and to the right, basically just doing the zigzag. But you want to make sure that you complete the left side all the way up before you start placing your zigzag, because you have to mirror this on this side. But you want to make sure that you go all the way up on one side and then come back down to the middle and do that. Or if you choose to work side to side, just make sure you work the left side first. Okay, so now that I've gone a couple up on this side, I'll show you what to do on this side, then I'm going to go off filming camera and finish that up. So down and to the right, up and to the right, down and to the right, up and to the right. And I'm sorry if it's hard to see these bands. I'm using the glitter green because I'm trying to keep a certain color scheme going here, so I do apologize if you can't really see. Alright, and then I'll go one more, and then I'll go off and then come back. And again, just remember what I said, don't go above before you work the left side. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you here, and I'll be back as soon as I am done and we're ready to move to our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I hope your loom looks like this. And so you'll be ready to move on to our next step. And so our next band placement is going to be these pink and purple ones going down right there. So those are the ones we're going to be placing now. And we're going to be working on the 3rd and the 4th pin bar, and then the 6th and the 7th pin bar. So I'm going to start on the left on the 3rd, and what you want to do is go down at an angle from the 4th to the 3rd pin bar. Or if you're working this way, you want to go from the 3rd pin bar at a diagonal up to the 4th pin bar. And of course I'll do a couple with you and then I'll leave you because this is pretty easy band placement. Alright, now scooch down. One more. Alright, I'll fix that. I'll go off. And so now you're going to be working with your 6th and your 7th pin bar. And if you're going up, you're going from your 7th up to your 6th at an angle. If you're going down, you're going from your 6th to your 7th down and at an angle. So either up at an angle or down, however you prefer to lay. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here, continue that to the end of the loom, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end of your loom. And you're ready for your next band placement step. And this is the last band placement step. Yay! Okay, so on this bracelet, it is going to be this blue right here. But there are two different ways to do it. If you want to add some bling to your bracelet, you can do a straight line up the 5th pin bar all the way to the end of the loom. If you prefer it tight, like this one, then you will want to add a cat band on each one of your X's, going all the way up your loom. For today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to leave room for your bling version, but I will not be adding bling. This is just so it's easier and on you trying to figure out how to loop it and that kind of thing. When if you're doing the cat bands, you can just wait, and when we start looping that step, you'll see how to start. Okay, so I'm gonna go off cam, finish this up to the end, and I'll be right back to place our capping band, and we will start looming. Alright everybody, and hopefully your loom looks like this all the way to the end of the loom. And if you decided to do the cat bands, you simply have cat bands instead of the X's all the way up. Alright, so you can turn your loom around, and we're going to be placing our capping band on the center pin bar. And I like doing a triple cap. And then just in case you're wondering, this is the Cleopatra by Loomaniac, and the tutorial can be found on her channel. And this is the one we're making today, the Capone bracelet, just in case I didn't tell you already. Okay, anyway, moving on to our first step. You're going to go inside the cap band and just simply pull your single chain all the way up if you did the chain. If not, just hold on just a second because I'm fixing to go off cam, and I'll be right back to show you that. So if you're doing the chain, work it all the way up to the end, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. So we're ready for our next step, and we're going to be working in the same pin bar, going in and grabbing that top band and pulling it up and to the left, but one peg up from its home peg. And then going to go up the loom, grabbing those top left bands. That one's going to go down and to the left. And then the next one is going to be up and to the left, but nothing's going back to its corresponding home peg. It's either getting pulled one pin down or one pin up. And the ones that are going diagonally down are always going to be pulled down, and then the ones that are off the hook, the ones that are going diagonally will always be pulled up at an angle to the left. I hope I explained that. If you've done my Delilah burst, you're familiar with that stitch. Okay, I'm going to do one more on this side with you, and then I'm going to jump over to the right side just to show you how to do that. But you want to work your left side all the way up the loom before you go back and do the right side. Okay, and for the right side, same process, just mirror image. Go into the cap band and grab that band and pull it up. And then you're going to go into the next peg up and grab that band and pull it down. And then pull that one up. Go up a peg, grab that top band and pull it down and to the right. Grab the next band, pull it up and to the right. Go up a peg, grab the band, bottom right, top right. Always going one up higher than the home poke. Alright, so finish this all the way up the loom, and then I'll be right back to show you the next step. Hi everybody, I needed to jump back in and tell you, when you get to this last band on your left side, instead of pulling it back to the home post, just pull it down to the left. And you're going to do the corresponding or the mirror image on this set of pins when you get to working this side, down into the left over here, or right rather. Okay, I'm going to go off, finish my right side, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I hope your loom looks like this. And so you're ready to move on to our next looping step. And for our next looping step, we're going to be working on the 4th and the 6th pin bar again. We're going to go into that 4th pin bar, pick up the diagonal band, and instead of pulling it back to its home peg, pull it down into the side, or to the side rather. So you want to continue that all the way up your loom, just going into the next peg on your 4th pin bar, grabbing that band and pulling it to the side. I'm going to show you one more time on this side, and then I'll jump over and show you the right side, and then I'm going to go off screen, finish this up, and then I'll be back as soon as I'm done, because this is again another fairly easy step. If I can get the band to come and cooperate with me. Okay, and then over on the right side, you're going to just mirror image that. You're going to go in on the 6th pin bar and pull it over across to the 7th pin bar. Do one or two more with you, and then I'm going to leave you and come back when I've gone all the way up the loom on both sides. Alright guys, here's where I'm going to leave you. Just continue that the rest of the way up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, And so your loom should look like this. And we're ready for our next step. And our next step is going to be working with the bands that's going across the 3rd and the 4th and the 6th and the 7th. And we're going to be working from inside the 4th and inside the 6th, working out. Okay, starting on the left side, I'm going to show you what to do. If you've done Jay's Alvarez's, I think it's the doublet bracelet. I think he's the one that come up with the stitch. I know I've given credits to Artisan Loom because I haven't actually done that bracelet by Jay's yet. It's on my to-do list, but I haven't done it. So, but we're just simply taking them and going from the 4th peg over to the 3rd and then into the 3rd peg and working out to the 4th. Just switching the locations of the bands on the pegs. So over and then in and over. I try to do it left-handed, but that way my hands aren't in the way of the camera. But it's kind of harder. It's a lot slower, that's for sure. Okay, so I'll do one more with you on this side, and then I'll jump over onto the other side. Cooperate fingers and hands. Okay, so we're going into the 4th peg, grabbing that band and pulling it over, and then going into the 3rd peg and grabbing that band and bringing it over. Okay, and now I'm going to jump over to the right side. So working on the 6th pin, going in, grabbing that across band, pulling it over, and then now going into the 7th pin, grabbing that same band and pulling it to the opposite side. 2 more with you, and then I'm going to leave you and come back when we are ready to go on to the next looping step. And again, this is the learning curve. This is only my 3rd tutorial, so I would love any comments or feedback that y'all have to improve my channel and my tutorials. So, alright guys, this is the last one I'm doing on this side. Complete that to the end of the loom, and I will be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and hopefully your loom looks like this. And we're ready to move on to the next step. Again, we're going to be working with our 4th and our 6th pin bars. And so we're going to start on the left, going in and grabbing that band that's going straight forward. It should be the only band that is left that needs to be looped. I can grab it again. Get off of there. Okay, and then you're going to be bringing it a long stretch over to the 2nd pin bar. Okay, you might have to keep pushing your looms down. I think my stabilizers are just old and worn out. So again, just working on that 4th pin bar, going in, pulling out to the 2nd pin bar. I know it's a long stretch, and I hope you use good quality bands. I suggest Rainbow Loom bands. They're the only ones that I use. So I should have mentioned that earlier. So anyway, I'm going to show you one more time on this one, and then I'll hop over to the next side. Again, going in and grabbing that band that's going straight forward and looping it over to the 2nd pin bar. Okay, and now on the 6th pin bar, you want to go in and grab that band that's going straight forward and pull it over to the 8th pin bar. Working your way up the loom, up both sides. So, in, long stretch, over to the 8th. Alright, so finish that up to the end of the loom. Oops, sorry. And I will be right back. Alright guys, I hope your loom looks like this, and if it does, you're ready to move to the next step. And our next step is going to be working with our 3rd and 7th pin bars. We're going to go in and grab the diagonal band and pull up into the left. Alright, so just working your way straight up and pulling up into the left. Up into the left. Going one more up with you on this side. Up into the left. And complete that all the way up that side. And then we'll hop over to our 7th pin bar. So you're going to go in and go up into the right. Now if these bands come off, it's really no big deal. I like keeping them on there though, because they are cinched up at this point. So again, just working up the 7th pin bar, going up into the right. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave you here, finish this up both sides all the way up, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I hope your loom looks like this to the end, and you're ready for our next step. And our next step is going to be working with our 2nd and 8th pin bars, working these Persian blues, or whatever your corresponding color is. You're going to go in and grab that band on your 2nd pin bar. Hold it down. And instead of going back to the home peg, you want to take it on a long stretch up above the peg where it's at, and placing that around each other. And so you're going to do that all the way up your loom. Go in, pull, instead of going to the home peg, go on a long stretch up to the one above the home peg. And I hope you're using good quality bands. I'm going to go in and put a note when I edit to please use good quality bands at the beginning, because I know I didn't say that. Alright, so I'll do one more with you once I get this one on the hook, on the peg, and then I'll work the right side with you, and then I'll go off screen to leave you to finish this up. And I pray to the loom gods that it stays on my loom board, because it has really got a lot of tension on it. It's just popping off everywhere. Okay. Alright, and then on the 8th pin bar, you're going to go in and grab that band and take it on a long stretch up and above. Long stretch up. Grab that band, take it on a long stretch up. Hands all in the way of the camera. I'm sorry guys. This is kind of awkward because I zoomed in so you could see fairly close up, and then go up at a stretch. Okay, so just finish that up all the way up on both sides, and I'll be right back for our next and final step. Alright guys, I'm back. And so your loom should look like this. And I forgot to mention, but on the last band on your 2nd and 8th pin bar, it's going to be a small stretch, just closing that cinch up, line up, so it doesn't fall apart when you pull it off the loom. And so now we're ready for our final step. And to begin, we're going to start looming up the perimeter bands to the side. We're not going to loom them all the way across, so please don't jump ahead if I'm slower than you on my left. Alright, so you're just going to go in and work your way to the left of on your perimeter. And then this is where you want to stop for right this second. You want to go into the 2nd and pull that diagonal band back to its home peg, and then continue with the perimeter down and then one up. And only go one, because now you're going to go back in to your 2nd pin bar and grab that diagonal band that's coming down and just loop it back to itself, and then go back into the 2nd peg and loop that next diagonal band up, then go into the first pin bar and grab your perimeter and pull it up. So before we loop the next perimeter, we've got to work our second pin bar again. So we go back in, grab that diagonal band, pull it back to itself, go back in, pull the next one to itself, and then loop the perimeter up one. And so since we're looping the perimeter, our next step is going to be going into the second pin bar and working the diagonals again. And you want to continue this all the way up your loom. I'm going to do it one more time with you, just so I know that you got it on this side, and then I'll go to the right side and show you how to do the right side, and then I'll go off and finish up. So last time on this side, go in, grab your diagonal, pull it down, go back in, pull your diagonal and pull it up, and then go in and grab your perimeter and pull it up. Alright, that's how you do the left side. Now on the right side, same thing, just mirrored imaged. Pull it to the right, go across, pull it up, and then you want to go back in that same pin bar, and instead of grabbing the perimeter, grab that diagonal band and go ahead and pull it, and then finish pulling the perimeter to the end and up one. And before you go to the next step, you got to work the diagonal band. So go into the 8th pin bar and pull those back to their corresponding home post, and now you're ready for the perimeter. Oh, grab the wrong green. Hold on. Doing it again. There we go. Alright, down, then up with your perimeter, down, up, perimeter. Last time on this side, guys, and then I'm going to leave you to it. I was saying you go in and grab this one and loop it back to its home peg. Go in, grab that one, loop it up, grab the perimeter and loop it up. Alright, I'm going to go off screen now, finish this up to the end, and I'll be back to show you how to close it up, and then we'll be taking it off the loom. Alright everybody, I'm back, and we should be at the top of our loom ready to close up. So I'm going to start on my left side, just go in, grab that perimeter band, pull it up, go in, grab the next perimeter band and pull it up. And go in and grab that band and pull it to the side. And then go in and pull that band up. And then on the right side, do the same thing, just mirrored. So in, down, across, and then up. And then just stick your hook in, grab you a band, pull it through, making sure to grab all your bands, put your C-clip on, and when you pull it off of the loom, I would suggest, oop, it didn't get on there, get on there, get on there. Slippery little devil, aren't you? Okay. I would recommend pulling it from the sides versus the bottom, especially until you get to the center 3 pin bars. That just seems to be easier. So just like go up one side, all the way up, and then go up that one, and that one, work your way inward. Okay, I'm going to take it off the loom, and I'll be right back to show you our finished bracelet. Alright guys, I've gotten it off the loom, and so this is what it looks like. And so if you're doing this version where you did the chain up the middle, you can again add the bling. I did it afterwards because I just didn't like this big gap in it, and I just kind of weaved it in between the bands right here. But they were so tight that if you try to do it on the loom, I think they would have broke. But you got that version, and then you got this version where you did the capping bands if you did that version. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on my design, the Capone bracelet. Sorry guys, I gotta grab something to drink. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. And if you do make this bracelet, please make sure to hashtag Capone bracelet and Carolyn Hamlin. And if you're not already, I would love for you to give me a follow on Instagram. And let me see if I can get this focused in here. I'll try to show it. There's my Instagram account. So if you're not already following me, please do so. Go ahead and give me a follow. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please go ahead and click the little red button. And if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you have any comments or suggestions on how I can improve, please just leave them below. And until next time, keep on looming, and I'll see you later.